So this movie called Diablo just dropped, and it is an absolute banger. It stars Scott Adkins and Marko Zaror. If you are an action buff, you need to see this movie ASAP. It needs to be part of your collection. I mean, it exceeded my expectations personally. I thought this would be kind of like a downward slope of like just action movies from Scott Adkins and Marko Zaror. I mean, they're only getting older as the years goes by, but man, just rekindled the fire I had in their movies. Without giving too much of the plot away, basically what this movie is about is Scott Adkins, the main character. His name is Chris. He comes back into his daughter's life, trying to keep him away from her stepdaddy gangster. Now, it's not known that Chris was her father the whole time until he says it at one point in the movie, but that's basically what it is. He made a promise, and he, meaning Chris, Scott Adkins' character, he made a promise to that girl's dead mother that he would protect her from harm's way, and that's what this movie is pretty much about. Now, I want to start off with Marko Zarar's character. It's El Cuervo, if I'm saying it right. It's the Crow in Spanish. But his character, he plays like a psychopath, and damn, he barely says anything, but his acting, ironically, was like the best in this movie. His fighting was top notch. He really should look into playing more roles like that, where he's like a psychopath. I couldn't really imagine him being like a nice superhero, good guy kind of protagonist. I kind of like that. Even in Boyka, I can't remember if it was the third movie or the fourth one, there was a shot of him where he's standing up on top watching the Scott Adkins fight, and he has like a very sinister look. He should stick to roles like that. I mean, that's really his niche, if you want to call it that. Circling back to Scott, his acting in this was good. It wasn't really mid, but it wasn't like above average. I mean, there's like a thing I've noticed in all his movies where it's hard to remember his character name. I just always look at him as Scott Adkins, so no matter what he does, like an Avengement. In that movie, I think that's his best work still, but we don't remember his name probably. Even in Accident Man, we don't remember his name. And even in One Shot, we don't remember his name. Actually, come to think of it, I think his name was Jake Harris in One Shot and One More Shot, but that's the point. You don't remember him too much, like as his character. I mean, you just look at him as like Scott Adkins, and that's what he'll always be. Unless he plays Batman in an upcoming movie, then I can call him Bruce Wayne, but you know where I'm going with this. Now, next up, Alana De La Rosa, if I'm saying her name right, the little girl, the main little girl in this movie, she killed that role. I mean, they were correct in getting a Spanish girl to play this role. Whoever made the decision to go to Colombia, they nailed it. I mean, I couldn't imagine an American girl playing this role. Like, the accents and the spice in that movie, her sass, her smart-assness, she killed that role. And I've never seen her or heard of her before this movie, but that really just made you feel the movie. If you've ever been to Colombia, it kind of is really like that. It was beautiful. And yeah, she personified Colombia. Yes, I do sound like I'm glazing, but she nailed it. She's that good. I just have to give her props. She really stole the show in this movie. Really, the only ick I had of this movie is Scott Adkins' acting. I mean, he's not known as like a great actor, and his acting wasn't even bad in this movie. It just his character wasn't like that strong for a lead, but it's just not really even what I'm saying should even be considered a criticism. It was just all the other characters were stronger to me in their role than Scott was himself. But yeah, that's my only ick, I guess, if you can call it that. But yeah, overall the movie looked great. Colombia was the right choice for this. I mean, watching this is like going to Colombia without actually going to Colombia. If you've ever been to Colombia, this would be like another trip without spending money. I mean, it just reminds you of how beautiful it is. I mean, the people were great. They were pretty much like that. And you just see so many different personalities in the movie to where you kind of tune out of, if you're in the States, I'm speaking as an American, if you're in the States, you kind of just tune out, especially on a weekend. If you're off from work, you just forget about everything. Just imagine yourself in Colombia. I know I didn't get too much into who the producers were, who the cinematographers were, who the cameramen were, who the stuntmen were, and who the choreographers were, but I want to shout out you guys too. I don't know any of your names, but y'all did a damn good job on this movie. Scott Adkins and Marko Zaror, as they always do, if they can keep this up, they're already solidified legends to me. But they just keep this up, their movies should be in everyone's catalog.